Yo, what's good, Griff13 here, back in today, and today we're here to review the brand new car pack for the month of February, the Horizon 3 Playseat car pack. Woo! And I'm actually really loving all the cars in this car pack, except for one I'm not stoked about, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys which ones those are when we come to them. But let's go ahead though, and one thing I'm actually really excited about though. One thing I'm super excited, I got every single one of these right. When I did my guest video on Saturday, I got every single one right. I'm so happy about that. So happy about that. But let's go ahead and hop on into here. Now, I'm going to go by clues. Because since we did guess every clue right, I sort of want to go over them. Because a couple of them, I got the clue idea wrong. But I got them right. So, go figure, right? So, for car number 1, the clue is, I only take a note for an answer. Is that understood? And this one was pretty much, everyone was agreeing on it. This is a quote from The Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, where a character known as the Blue Meanie says this to another Blue Meanie, and this car is also known as the Blue Meanie, which is the HDT VK Commodore Group A, which I can't remember. There's actually like some kind of logo on the back of it. I can't remember, but some famous racing driver, I believe, owns this car, and it gets its nickname partially from that, because I think that's what he called it. So that is interesting. Now, our second clue for our second car is going to be Volkswagen and Porsche have not cornered the market on frunks. And that is this badass boy right here, the Renault Alpine GTA Le Mans, which I'm super excited about. Absolutely am loving this car. I did a little bit of on it. Ooh, I'm so happy about it. I love it. It gets great power. It is phenomenal. And for a B class though, this is a fantastic car. Absolutely fantastic. So then we come up here to clue number 3, which is going to be, we Americans tried something very different when making Coda, which I thought was the Cadillac ATS-V. And, of course, that's what it is, because we have the car right here. But I thought it for a different reason than what Forza actually had it. The reason why I thought it was going to be the Cadillac ATS-V is because I thought it's going to have to be an American car, and it has something to do with Coda. Now, Coda is actually the Circuit of the Americas, which, when I actually read Coda, I thought it was Columbus, Ohio Transit Authority, because that's a busing system that went around my hometown. So, yeah, I know, right? So the Cadillac ATS-V though was actually sort of debuted at Coda, which was actually really kind of an interesting thing. It had this nice little video, and they did a bunch of like publicity stunts and all that, or not stunts, but publicity shots. And that's sort of where they released, and that's where I was getting my thinking from. However, though, the actual thinking for this clue should be the four words that are in this. America's tried something very, which is ATS-V. They basically said it right there. ATS-V, and that's why Forza actually said this is the proper clue for that. So then we come up to number 4, which is, while $358 per horsepower may seem like a lot, you get much more than just a lot of torque. And that is going to be the Aston Martin DB11, which I actually ran the math on during my clue thing, and I came up to like $353 per horsepower, but they have a better estimate because they say it's like 600 horsepower right here, where I had just estimated straight at 600 horsepower, and I came up to 353. So, yeah, and starting price on this is $211,995. I just used the straight number 212, which could have caused some disparities in that. So now we come up here to car number 5, which a lot of you guys actually in the chat were actually going ahead and debating this with me. You're like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be a Nissan GTR, or it's going to be something else, because those are quotes that were used in Nissan GTR or in Nissan commercials back in the day. Well, it turns out I was actually right, and that is going to be the Vauxhall Corsa VXR. And the reason for this is, let's go ahead and read the first part, which is very excellent real. VXR. Even though excellent starts with an E, very X. It's like VXR sort of deal. You guys probably get that. And then the rest of the quote is very excellent real life quotes to help you get through the day. Enjoy the ride. It's all about the journey. Race or die. Run for your life. Now, apparently Corsa in a bunch of different languages actually means something in those quotes. Like the word Corsa is used in those quotes in different languages. And I guess that was another one of the things that they were trying to throw off. So, yeah. And then we come up to clue number 6, which says, sometimes just sounding like you're going fast is as good as going fast. And that's the Honda S800 because this thing has a rev limiter of 9,000. And the thing is, though, this car is just, it sounds awful. It sounds awful. It sounds like, Have you ever heard like an electric scooter when you were a kid? It sounds like that. It's sort of like, so it just sounds terrible. Cannot stand the noise. In fact, I actually went ahead and I dropped in the biggest engine that we could that would actually have some upgrades for it. Right now, mine's actually sitting at 710 horsepower, and we will be driving all these, of course. But then we come to our final clue, which is actually a link to a YouTube video. And it was an episode of Sesame Street sponsored by the letter R, which, of course, can only be one of two things. From the leaks, there was also the Honda Civic Type R, the Euro spec one, and then the Pagani Zonda R. So it was sort of like debated. A lot of people were saying no, it's a Zonda R. A lot of people saying this is Type R. I said both, because what the hell, right? And we ended up getting this one, which I'm actually loving as well. The two cars that I'm not really fond of is the Honda S800, although I feel like that's going to be a great car later on, and the Holden HDT VK Commodore Group A, although it's actually not a Holden. It's an actual Holden car, but the brand that they gave was HDT. So, yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead, though, and go ahead and grab us the cars. Now, I did go ahead and I put some paint jobs on these because when I'm doing, like, the painting or stuff like that, it just doesn't, it causes the video to lag, and then there's not, like, continuity, and it really, really sucks. And we're going to just try and make this really, really short, you know, try and not spend too much time on it, because some of the past ones have been well over 2 hours, and that's just getting insane. So let's see here. The first car that we had the Aston Martin, then I believe it was the HDT, if I'm correct. Oh wait, no, the Cadillac. Yes, the ATS-V sedan. Wait, did that say sedan? I thought it was a coupe. Okay. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I was just reading sedan from something else. So the Cadillac ATS-V, it's a coupe. It's A-Class. It works really, really nicely. And actually, though, it's a little bit squirrely. The suspension needs to be tightened up a little bit. And as you guys see, though, it actually has got quite a good amount of power right there on takeoff. So let's just go ahead and drive around here in Surface Paradise for a little bit. Now, most of these cars are race cars or like road-going cars. There wasn't really anything that stood out as being rally-specific like there have been in the last couple. Because like there was the Jaguar F-Pace, the Bentley Bentayga. Those were just rally-specific. So now the Cadillac, though, you notice it's got a lot of body roll. Just like when you turn, you can just see it, like when I'm turning. Just like pay close attention. That's why it mostly needs like just stiffened up a little bit to get rid of that body roll. Overall, though, it is actually a pretty good car. Brakes need upgraded too. Yeah, don't skip out on brakes. Because in fact, actually, fun fact, when you are upgrading your car, one of the first things that you should upgrade is your brakes. Because braking actually makes your car faster. It doesn't give you more horsepower, and it's not going to make you faster off the line or anything like that, but when you get into the turns, that is where you're going to gain a lot of speed. Brakes and tires. It's kind of debated, though, which one is better. And I forget, I believe it was actually on like Top Gear before Clarkson left. They sort of did a test where they were trying to see which one was better. Brakes or tires as a better upgrade. Yeah, and oh, what was the car they were using? It was like some sort of really, really garbage car that no one would ever, in their right mind, think of upgrading ever. But, yeah, brakes and tires, always two of the best upgrades you can do to your car. And then I would say next would be suspension. then you start getting into like your engine modifications. So, yeah. I know a lot of people, though, that they say engine modifications first, because if you don't modify your engine first, you never will. Which I think is a load of crap, but I see where they're coming from with it. So, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead, though, and take off right here. Heading back over here to the festival to pick up our next car, which should be... Is that going to be the HDT? I think it's got to be. It's got to be, right? Because we have the Aston Martin, the Cadillac, the HDT, 2 Hondas, the Renault, and the Vauxhall, and then the Aston Martin. So, yeah, that sounds about right. So, HDT, here we come. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. I want some boots. I don't know why that came out that way, but, yeah. Okay, ATS-V, Holden, Hennessy, HDT. I don't know why they didn't just make it a Holden. It's a Holden. Just make it one. I know it's someone's, like, special Holden, but just make it a proper Holden. Now, I went ahead, though. I made this all-wheel drive and set it up for rally because I kind of wanted, like, you know, a rally car, and I figured, why not make an Aussie car, the rally car? So it's set up for, I believe, A-Class Rally. Got a lot of grip. So here we go, a little bit of off-roading here. Let's see. How far can we go? We're gonna land in the water, aren't we? Yep. Just a little bit, though. We just got a little bit of refreshing splash. Okay. On the road, though, this car would be actually very, very good. I just made it up for rally. I figured that would be the best way to do it. It's a pretty cool car, though. I'm not super thrilled with it. It's just one of those cars where it's like, it's not really pretty. I don't really know what to do with it. I mean, I guess it's kind of a cool car. I wouldn't be bashing on anybody for it. So, oh, car that we haven't taken a picture of. Let's see. So there we go. We just got 50,000 credits. And we got another one, which is our Honda Civic Type R. So we got 430 to go now, because we just hit 420! Blaze it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and exit photo mode now. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We exit photo mode. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we got our Holden, though. Our HDT, Holden, same thing. There isn't really a difference. They're just going to say there's a difference. Because I believe HDT is the guy who made this car's actual brand. Because it's actually like a modified car, I believe. You know, it had some decent power to start. So, yeah. It's a Holden. Oh, we're going the right way. Alright. So let's go ahead now and pick up our Honda S800, which I put in a 2-liter inline-4 single turbo engine into it. So hopefully, though, that this will go over fairly smoothly. But this Honda is so hard to control because after upgrading it and putting in all the power and all that good stuff, because I actually maxed out the power on it. Where's the S800? Ah, my ear itches. Under the mic. Yeah, okay, so here it is. We ended up with 710 horsepower, which is just absolutely insane. Hold on a second. I gotta itch my ear. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so let's go ahead, though, and I want to show you how crazy stupid this is. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It has just got that much power. But listen to that turbo flutter. Oh, that's so nice. But But you know what? This could actually do with a little bit of an upgrade. Stop hitting me! Gosh. Because just look at that. Just trying to drive in a straight line on this. So we're going to go ahead and put on some new tires on this. Hopefully that'll keep this under control just a little bit. Yes, indeed it will. Now, I did turn off, like, no damage, and I put on cosmetic damage because I wanted to see. But there's almost no damage happening to these cars. And that is just stupid. There should just be tons of damage. So, alright. Let's go ahead in here and just throw on this street tire compound. Hopefully that'll help keep this in line just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, so we got our street tire compound now. Let's see if this will help at all. Because 710 horsepower in a car that only weighs 1,500 pounds, that is insane. That is like... How much does a Bugatti Veyron weigh? I feel like a Bugatti Veyron weighs over 4,000 pounds. So that had more power to weight ratio than a Bugatti Veyron. Oh yeah, much easier to control now. Oh yeah. Still kind of difficult though. It's not really meant to be a drift car, per se. It's more of like a classic race car. But I saw Honda and I'm like, you know what? Let's make it a drift car. Because I'm sure there's somebody out there that would take a Honda S800 and make this into a nice drift car. But, the one thing I don't like, though, is that the gearing. I need to work on the gearing a little bit. Because once you get up there to where you're spinning the wheels properly for drift, it just redlines. And, but that turbo flutter. This is probably the best turbo flutter I have heard in this game. Out of any individual car. Oh. And every time you... Yeah, just listen to that. I don't know what... I swear, that's got to be the turbo flutter, right? That's nothing else. Because it's got like a... It's got a 2-liter inline-4 engine, so there shouldn't be anything like rattling. It's got to be... It has to be the... Yeah. So this would probably be best as a, like, cult classic race car. Or just classic race car. Because I don't know if it's actually cult classic. I would have to check into that. And we can do that right now. So, let's go ahead and check it. So, it is considered to be a cult classic. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead now and hop on into our Honda Civic Type R. One of the cars that I am actually very excited about. Because I absolutely love this car. The only issue, though, is that I wish they would have given us the American spec. Because the American spec is a sedan, not a hatchback. And it just looks better, in my opinion. But a lot of people say it looks just like a... It looks just like a new WRX. Which I sort of see where they're coming from with that. But still, I love it. So, it's pretty good for its speed. It's just a nice little A-Class. Probably would make a good S-Class front-wheel drive car. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what was going on there. But it would probably make a great S-Class front-wheel drive race car. Because most of the time you don't see a whole lot of front-wheel drive race cars exceeding A-Class. So that would be a very interesting thing to do. In fact, we'll probably try it up on Blizzard Mountain because I am going to be using all of the cars in this car pack in the next coming championships in our Build-A-Car series, where we're going to actually be using these cars up on the mountain just to put them through the works.
Completed every race, PR stunt and bucket list challenge. There are no more fans to earn in Australia.
Yep, and that's a new update. Anna doesn't set you to the nearest race anymore, but she comes on and just annoys the shit out of you still. Like, seriously, Forza, why? Why did you do that? You could have just gotten rid of Anna, like, after you finish everything. Instead, you still have her come on periodically. After I finally got it fixed to where she doesn't come on periodically, They sort of overrid it. And now she comes on and she's like, we're sorry, but there's no more races available or bucket list or stunts or anything like that. So, and there's no more fans available to win at the Horizon Festival. And it's like, really? No shit. Why are you telling me this? I don't want you to be telling me this. But let's get actually back to the Honda Civic. Attention to detail right here. Look at that. They got the nice red Honda logo in the front center, which I am so excited about as well. I did have one friend in high school who decided that he wanted to put the Type R badge on his steering wheel, which was not a very smart idea, because he had like one of those like I think he had a Civic EX 2-door, and he tried to put like the Type R badges on it. And it's like, dude, everyone knows that it's on Type R because you can't get a Type R in the United States. So, he also tried to tell me a story saying like a cop pulled him over one time because he wanted to look at the Type R. And it's like, if a cop pulled you over thinking it was a Type R, they probably would have taken it and had it crushed. So, because you can't own it in the United States. Which I already know that he was full bull, so. Because only people that are full of bull will put fake badges on their car. Unless you actually go through the steps to make it as close to said car as possible. But then don't try and lie and say like, yeah, it's an actual M3. Like, if you got a BMW and it's a 325i, and maybe you've done a bunch of upgrades to it, I don't really care if you actually say that it's an M-Class or have it be M on it. I really don't, because you obviously put in the work to make it a fast car like an M car. So it's not tuned by the M BMW in-house tuning company, but still, I think once you sort of get it to a certain point, I don't really care anymore. But if you just take like a 325i and put badges on it and you're like, now I have an M3. No, don't do that. Alright, but let's go ahead though and... about 2 inches and it came undone. So I do need to check something though really quickly. Otherwise we're going to have to restart this. So I'm going to start a party really quick. Going to have to do this on camera. Okay. Yep, it's working. Okay, now you just got to leave that party. Leave said party. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's go though. So, cars that were in this pack, because I got to remember this. Okay, so we've done the Hondas, we did the Cadillac, we did the HDT. So now let's get to our Renault Alpine and then our Vauxhall, which I'm actually really, really, really loving this Renault. I don't know why, but Renaults just do something for me. Like, a lot of people are like, why would you want a Renault? They are literally just garbage cars. But I don't know. It's just something about them really does. It just hits me for some reason. If I had to, like, if they said, okay, you can import any one car from Europe, but it cannot be from Japan. It has to be a European car. My car that I would import would be the Renault Clio V6. Like that really cool one. And I know it is extremely unreliable, but I mean, it just does something for me, and I love it. So we got our Renault Alpine here, though. It's got quite a bit of body roll, too. Oh! That thing just took out our front end. But I think this car is absolutely beautiful, and it handles really, really well. Now, it does have that body roll, and when you do go around a corner, it does sometimes like to drift. But I think if you would straighten that up a little bit, I think it would help quite a lot. Or stiffen it up, not straighten it up, because it already is straight, technically. But I think if you stiffen it up a little bit, it's going to help the car perform a lot better. It's already on an A-Class. And we just hit a Mazda RX-7, which is basically, in this game, gold. Alright. Well, let's take this Alpine around here for a nice little spin. I just love this little car. It's just great. It's a nice little two-door sport car, and it's Renault. I can't explain it. Renault just does something for me. I really enjoy its styling. I mean, if you look at this, it sort of feels like this car actually like borrowed some things from other cars. Like that back window sort of reminds me of like a old 240 SX or like a 300Z. The wheels as well sort of remind me of like Japanese styling. But then the front end, I don't know where I've seen that front end before, but I've seen it somewhere. I feel like it was on a it was on another Renault. I just can't remember which one. So, but yes, very, very pretty. I'm very, very happy with this car. That this car made it into the cut. Oh, yes indeedy, yes indeedy. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love a Renault. They should sponsor me, you know. Renault, hey, hit me up. Except I'm American. I have never actually driven one of your cars, but in video games, I really enjoy them because they are very great race cars once you get them upgraded. So, oh, look at that though. I know it's a little rough because we crashed a bunch, but let's go ahead though and just repair it. Yeah, there we go. That is a sexy car. I'm not a super big fan of like those the lines on the headlights, but oh, it looks good. It looks good. Exit photo mode, yes. Now one thing though that I forgot to check, because on all the cars I did try and check these. I tried to check and see if there were like body kits available for them, except for the Renault, which I feel like would be the most likely one to have one, because it almost has like that old Japanese styling. But it doesn't look like there's actually any body kits available for it, just Forza. I think all of them actually have just Forza upgrades available, which kind of sucks. I was really hoping for something that would have a wide body kit, as that seems like they put something in there that has something special. But they didn't put anything in this one, and that's a little bit disappointing. Alright, so now let's go ahead and grab our second to last car, which I am going to be using a Vauxhall Corsa VXR. Yes, we are. And what I did is I actually made this into a front-wheel drive racing car, because I feel like that's the best way to have some of these like small front-wheel drive cars, like the Ford Fiesta and the Ford Focus. Some of the Ford Focuses anyway. The RS is fine because it's all-wheel drive. The new one, the old one, would be very similar to this. The Renault Clio V6, like I was talking about earlier. Front-wheel drive race car, very, very good. Now it gets very, very, very little wheel spin. And honestly, I really like the sound coming out of this. I don't know why. I just really do. It's got a nice burble. Alright, let's go through this business. Hello. No! Why? Why did you just have to do that? I know technically that accident was my fault because I shouldn't be driving like that. But yeah. But let's go ahead though and take this guy out a little bit out of the way, out of the city. And I mean honestly, as a front-wheel drive race car, this thing is doing actually pretty phenomenal. Which as well, if you guys want any of the tunes, I am going to be uploading them to the storefront. So let me know. And if there's a tune that I have that you guys don't, that I made, make sure to remind me in the comment section. I will make sure to get that one up as soon as possible. So, not all the cars have tunes, but this race car, for example, has a tune. I think the Honda S800, I'll have to finish the tune, which I'm also going to be making a Honda S800 race tune and probably a rally tune for Blizzard Mountain. Because, yep, whoa! I've been looking for that glitch for a long ass time. I don't know if you guys just saw that. Oh gosh. If you guys are here right now, go ahead and rewind just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get behind this car. This car was just red and then turned blue. I've never seen that. I've heard about that glitch. Never seen it though. So wow. Never seen that. I was actually really excited about that. Okay, but that's beside the point. We're not going to be getting into that today. I would have to find that out somewhere else. You know what? Actually, though. Oh, shit. You know what we should have done? We should have just rewound. But... Alright. So let's head back over here to the festival site now and grab our final car. In fact, probably the car that I am the most excited about. Oh, so beautiful. So, it's a V12 twin turbo engine. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. And listen to the noise out of this car, though. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Except for that doesn't sound too good. It sort of sounds like I got a flat tire running through the engine, too. It's going like, I don't like that part. But overall, though, I do think that this is a fantastic little car. You know, why can't we have cool cars like that? You know, like the Renault. I would love to have one of those in real life. I mean, damn. Or this Vauxhall. Although, actually, you know what I could do? Is, how old is the Renault? URS, yes, Renault. So the Renault is a 1990, which means I can import it. I can import it. I'm not going to because that would cost way too much money and I don't have that kind of money. So, but I could import it if I wanted it really that badly. That would be tempting. That would be tempting, although it is a Renault. So, and it's probably a fairly expensive Renault because it is a sport car version. Alright, but let's go ahead and grab our final car, being the Aston Martin DB11. Yes, in fact, indeed, we got James Bond himself. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, let's just take a moment to admire this car. Look at those wheels. Oh, yeah. Oh, give me them wheels. Oh, yeah. Okay, what we have to do, though, is we have to sort of turn down the shutter speed, because I got that up too much. Okay. Nope, not what I meant to do. Not what I meant to do. Again, I got another itch on my ear. Why? But just look at the attention to detail right there. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is what you call attention to detail. You can tell the material it's made out of. Oh, look at those wheels though. Oh my god. It even says Aston Martin on the brake pads. That is detail right there. But oh god, I love those wheels. I do. I would put those on my Civic. Oh yeah. And then look at this. I love how it just sort of like comes right out of here instead of having like a little plate like normal. Because normally what they do is they put like an orange plate right there, but instead on this model they made it black so it almost blends in a little. And then the headlights. Oh, the headlights. Oh, the headlight. Oh, the grill. Oh, the grill. Oh, the logo. Oh god, the logo. Yes. Yes. This car is fantastic. Oh, the taillights. Oh yeah. I really love this car, guys. I really love Aston Martins. Probably my favorite car of all time. Now, if I had to buy if I were given the option to buy an Aston Martin right now, this would probably be the one that I would get. It'd be this or Vanquish. Or maybe I would wait until they do a Vanquish update, because more than likely they'll update the Vanquish with new styling, or on cue with the DB11. I kind of hope they don't though, because that last Aston Martin look was just absolutely phenomenal, and this new one is just as good. It looks a little bit more futuristic, but I can dig it too. I don't know who is the designer. but thank you. Thank you. Aston Martins and, you know, in general for like the last couple have just been really, really gorgeous. The DB11 is gorgeous. You know what else is gorgeous? The Jaguar F-Type as well, which is just another British car. Like, what is with the British cars? They always look so good. Like, the Jaguar F-Type is on my, like, almost unreasonable list. Like, maybe I would end up buying a used one at some point in time. But, oh man, it would be a phenomenal car as well. The Aston Martin is sort of my unreasonable, like, car. Like, I'd have to win, I'd have to get, like, some kind of, like, huge amount of sum of money in order to buy one all of a sudden. Or, you know, and then my reasonable one is sort of the Ford Focus RS, which I could see me purchasing within the next few years or something like that. Although that one's not, that car though is not British, but instead an American car. Although basically a British car because, you know, the Ford Focus RS has been around for such a long time, but never been in America before, so. Oh, yeah. He got caught up in traffic. Alright, well, we only hit 95 or so. And I think in order to actually get through there, you have to hit like 150. I think it's the 3 stars on that. So I want to try something though. Alright. Oh, yes. Very, very nice drive through the country in an Aston Martin DB11. Oh, our windshield's cracked, but who cares? Let's take a look here in the interior really quickly. Ooh. And then instead of, they don't have a analog clock, which I'm kind of disappointed in, because I'd like to see that in like some of these like British cars, because they just like scream like, well, this one screams more sportiness over some of its predecessors. I just feel like the British sports cars are always very luxurious, even though they always have a tendency to break down. So let's see. Yeah, no, there was no one. And we just hit a bus with nobody on board. Which, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in the dev build of the game, the one that they accidentally released, you can actually drive a bus and upgrade it, and you can drift it around. Same with a box car, or a box truck. So that's a fun fact for you. Alright, but let's go ahead though, and we're probably about ready to finish this up. Oh, yes. Yes, we are about to finish this up. I'm thinking that we're going to round this corner, and that's probably where we're going to call it, because, God, this car is beautiful. This car makes the whole pack worthwhile to me. I mean, the Type R and the Renault are just icing on the cake. The one thing, though, they didn't do in this pack is there's no barn find. At least not that I know of. If there is a barn find, there will probably be a video later up about it. So, but, oh. I'm just loving this car. It's wrecked right now, but it still looks beautiful. Anyway, though, that's where we're going to go and wrap it up for today. If you guys liked the video, go and make sure to hit the like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.